Good morning or good afternoon, everyone. Whenever you're watching this, I hope you're having a very good day. So, we've been talking a lot about subtracting tens. So, the other day we were subtracting tens using 10 rods and just kind of using stuff like that. And today we're going to do something similar. Except we're going to use a picture of a 10 rod, but we're going to figure out what those numbers are to make a number sentence so we can subtract by tens. All right, so if you look up here, I already drew something for us. We got to figure out what numbers these are. But just so you know, these are supposed to be 10 rods. I just don't have all this time to draw these fancy ones that look like this because they take up more time. I'm trying to be quick with you guys, trying to make sure we know what we're talking about. So for these 10 rods, that's not a good one. I'll fix them up for this time. Okay, so these are our 10 sticks or 10 rods, whatever you like to call them. And this is also a 10 rod. But these make two different numbers. This green box here is one number, and this green box over here is a different number. What number sentence can we make? Well, let's figure these numbers out first. Let's count by tens. 10, 20. So over here, we have the number 20. Right here, we have 10. So if we're going to write a subtraction sentence, which number is going to go first? And by first, I mean right here in this first spot where all the arrows are pointing. Right there. What number is going to go there? 20 or 10? I'm hoping you're all saying it's the number 20 because it's the big number. The big number always goes first when we subtract. Okay, so which means the 10 has to go second. So it's 20 minus 10. And now we can use this awesome picture here to help us solve this, right? So let's do it. So we have 20 as our total, and we're taking away 10. And since we have this fancy little picture, we can just cross out the number that we're taking out, or the amount of tens we're taking out. So we're just going to put a big X through it. Boom. We're only taking away 1 because there is only one 10 rod right there. Which leaves us with, let's count it, 10. It's one 10 rod, and one 10 rod is 10. All right, but let's get to another one. Maybe that one was just a little too easy for you. Let's make this a little bit tougher. All right, now that we got the board clean, let's make this a little bit tougher. Let's say we come across a number that isn't just these awesome different versions of the number 10, like 20, 50, 40, 30. What if we have something more like this? See, now we have a number that has tens and ones. And we're going to take away, I'm not going to make it too crazy. We're just going to take away 1. So we got to figure out these numbers first. Before we can make any kind of subtraction sentence, we have to figure out these numbers, because are we just going to write how many total shapes or lines there are? We're not going to say there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it's going to be 5 minus 1. No. Because these lines are 10 rods, and these cubes are the ones. All right? So we count our tens first. We need to know what's in the tens place. So we're going to count right here. Ready? So we have 10, right? Start right there. Ready? 10, 20, 30. So there's going to be a 3 in the tens place. And how many ones? 1, 2. So I'll even change up the colors for you guys. So we have right here, we have 3. And these ones right here, we have 2. That's where we get this number right here, 32. And we need to count our tens. We'll just count by 10. Ready? And 10. Super quick, easy, fun. We have one 10 rod, which is 10. Now we can make our number sentence. So we will look at our numbers. We have 32 and the number 10. Which number is going to go first in this space right here with all of the arrows pointing at it? Which number has to go first? Well, it's the number 32 because it's the biggest number. When we subtract and you see this fancy minus sign right there that I circled, the big number always goes first. Always. And if we see this fancy subtraction line right there, it means we are taking away. Do not add if you see this line. It does not want you to put things together. It wants you to take away. And what number is going to go on this next blank line? Well, we just have number 10 left, so it has to be the number 10. And we can use this picture that we have drawn to figure this out. So I'm going to use, I guess I'll use red to do this. So we know we are taking away just one 10 rod because there's one. So we're going to cross this out. And we're going to count everything else that we have. Everything. Everything else. All right. So let's count it out. And we count with our tens first. Always. We can never count by ones first. It's just too tough. We don't want to make things tough. We want things to be easier for us. So let's count our tens. 10, 20. Because this has an X through it. We don't count it. It's gone. So just 10, 20. Now we can count our ones. 21, 22. So now we know that 32 minus 10 is 22. See, this isn't that crazy. It's not too bad. We're going to go into a slightly tougher one, though. Let's work with some big numbers. Let's get these big numbers going. Clear the board real quick. And if you're working at a computer and you don't have any extra paper, you can either ask me for some extra paper or maybe some 10 rods to work with. That's fine too. Let's make up a nice, fun picture for here. Except I'm going to change things up. I'm going to make things look really goofy. You ready for this? It's going to be 1, 2, and then over on the other side, it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. Ha! Now this looks a little goofier than before. So let's count out our numbers before we can write any kind of number sentence. Okay? So let's do it. Count by tens on this side first. 10, 20. And there's no ones, so we just know that we have 20. Change my color here. Get red. 20. And now we have to count all of our blue ones. And we're going to count by tens first. So we're going to figure out how many tens we have. 1, 2, 3, 4. What big number does 4 tens make? Well, 4 tens makes 40, so we're going to have 4 in the tens place. And we count on from 40. Or if you don't like counting how many 10 rods, you just like counting by tens, that's fine too. We have 10, 20, 30, 40. And then we do our ones next. 41, 42, 43. We have 3 ones. And you can see we just made the number 43 with 4 tens and 3 ones. So now we have to think, how are we going to write our number sentence? What are we going to do about with these two numbers? What number goes in this first space right here with all of the arrows pointing at it? Is it going to be 20 or the 43? it's going to be the 43 because the big number always goes first. You can never put the small number first when you are subtracting. And we know we are subtracting because we see this fancy little subtraction sign. So now that we know what number went first, we can write the other number, which is 20. And we know our number sentence is 43 minus 20. And now we know how many we're taking away. How many tens are we taking away from this 43? I'm just going to erase these so we don't get confused. Make it a little bit cleaner. All right. So let's count our tens. Ready? 1, 2. So I know I'm taking away 2 because it says that I'm using this 20 to take away. There's 2 tens in 20. So I'm going to cross them out. Ready? 1, 2. And now all we have to do is see what number we have left. That's all we're doing. So let's count it. Do our tens first. 10, 20, 21, 22, 23. So we have 23. And that's our answer. So 43 minus 20 is 23. Let's do one more before we move on. I'm going to make a nice new fancy picture. All right. What if I really changed this picture up and made it look pretty crazy? And I just did, let's see. Let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 10 rods. Then I have one little one. And you see these other lines going through it like this. And they say, what if they said something crazy like, you have to make a number sentence out of this? Blah, 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 blah. It sounds scary, but it's okay. We're going to see what the total number was before anything happened. So we can make a number sentence out of this. So let's count the whole thing together. We're going to ignore these blue lines. Okay? We're going to ignore it, so don't worry. So let's count the entire thing first. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 51. So our total number is 51. That's what's going in our first space. Now we're going to look at how many they took away. We have 1, 2. We have 2 tens. And if you remember correctly, 2 tens equals 20. So we know that it's going to be 51 minus 20. So now we have to do some math. Some more math. But the work's kind of done here, so don't be scared. Because all we have to do now is that we know the total, how much was taken away. We're going to count what's left after everything was taken away. That's it. That's it. It's going to be easy. Ready? Let's count it together. I'll show you. 10, 20, 30. We stop with our tens there because these have lines through them. We're going to pretend they got taken away now. And we're going to count on with ones, so 31. So 51 minus 20 is 31. And if you look real close, we're not changing the ones place at all. When we do any of this, the 3 doesn't change. The 0 doesn't change. This 2 didn't change. And this 1 didn't change. The only thing we're really playing with are the tens. And you could just think about it by subtracting tens. Or you could even think, what's 5 minus 2? 5 minus 2 is 3. And that's how we got this 3 here. And this 1 just kind of comes along for the ride because we're not messing with them. And that's all we're doing. It's just like what we did with the adding, but we're doing it with subtracting now. We're not changing the 1s up. We're only changing the 10s. So let's go ahead and open up our packets to the next page. All right, I'll give you all just a couple seconds to open up your packets. You should have them open pretty quick. Okay, so let's move on. Let's see what they did with number 1, just so we know what we're doing. And then you're going to try the next one on your own. Okay, so first what they did was they counted all of these 10 rods or 10 sticks all together. They count this huge number all together. And that's where they got the 64. So watch, you have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64. So we can go ahead and trace that. Oh, I don't want green. Let's get a better color. Let's use blue. So you can trace that 64. And now what they did was they gave us these dotted lines to show how many we're going to take away. So we can go ahead and trace these dotted lines up here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we crossed out 4 10s, and we know that 4 10s makes 40. So that's where they got this 40 from. And now they just, for the answer, we count what's left. So we're not going to count these rods, these 10 rods that are crossed out. We're going to pretend they're not even there. Okay, so let's count what we have left. 10, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So that's where they got this 24 from, which is our answer. There are 24 blocks left. So first they give us the entire total, what we when we counted everything all together, which gives us 64. Then they showed us we had to cross out 4. And 4 10 rods makes 40. And then we count what's left over. Okay, now for number 2, I'm going to start you off with counting the total, so we're not unsure about anything. Okay, because I know these dotted lines can throw us off here. Let's count the total together, and then you're going to try the rest on your own. 10, 20, 30, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47. So we counted everything that was there. We have 47. Now your job is to take away the number that they want us to, finish the number sentence, and tell me what's left, and put it right there. All right, I'll give you guys just a couple seconds to do it. It shouldn't take you too long. Okay, so if you still need a couple more seconds, hit that space bar. But if not, let's get moving. So they want us to cross out 2 10s. So let's do that. 1, 2. And what big number does 2 10s make? 2 10s makes 20. So now our number sentence says, what is 47 minus 20? It's a good question. But guess what, guys? We already did the hard work. All we have to do is count what's left. That's it. We're just counting what's left. So let's do that. So we're going to pretend that these ones with the lines through them, the blue lines, these 10 rods, we're going to pretend they're not even there. So let's see what's left. 10, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. So we have 27. 47 minus 20 is 27. Okay, now you're going to try number 3 completely on your own. Completely on your own. And we'll go over it together afterwards. All right? I'll give you guys a good minute. And after that, we're going to go over it. All right. If you still need a couple more seconds, go ahead and hit that spacebar to pause. But if not, let's figure this one out. Okay, so first we need to figure out the total. We have 10, 20, 30 is our total. Because before anything happened to these 2 10 rods here, we had 3 10 rods, and 3 10 rods makes 30. But now they want us to cross out 2. So we can do that. Just 1 and 2. If we take away 2 10 rods, what big number does that make? It makes 20. So 30 minus 20 is, well, what's left? Just a 10 rod. That's it. That's it, guys. But this next one's just a little bit trickier because they throw in the ones. I want you guys to try this one also on your own. Then we'll go over it together. This is the last one, and if you understand it, you'll be able to go off on your own. But let's do number 4 first, just to make sure everyone gets it. Go ahead, give number 4 a try. All right, let's go over this one. Number 4, if you still need time, hit pause. If not, let's go. So let's count the total. We have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 71, 72. So our total is 72. Okay? Let's see how many they want us to cross out. And we'll count them as we cross them out. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if we have 5 10s that we took away, what big number does 5 10s make? 5 10s makes 50. Now that we did all the hard work, we just have to count what's left. That was the hardest part, guys. Counting the total and then counting how many we're crossing out. Now we're just counting how much is left. Ready? 10, 20, 21, 22. That's it. Our answer is 22. So 72 minus 50 is 22. All right, so do the rest of the packet on your own. All right? Do not help each other. Do not give answers. If you still need some help, come to the carpet. Sit down. Please do not interrupt the lesson that I'm still teaching. Just sit down and just kind of listen. All right? That's all. If you're good to go, go ahead and do the rest of the packet. And I'll talk to you guys later.